Hi everyone, Master Teacher Holly Holland here with another exercise in our Bone Strong for Osteoporosis series. This one is going to be kind of a companion to an exercise that I did a few weeks ago where I showed you how to use the hands against the chair to press the foot back to get a really impactful hip press. This one's going to involve a little bit more balance. I want to make sure that I've got a non-skid surface here, so I've got at least two of the legs of my chair onto a yoga mat here. I'm going to take the hand that's against the chair here and use that leg to press down into the floor. What I'm trying to do is create the maximum resistance that I can from the calcaneus, the main heel bone, as it drives energy up into the hip socket. Now the hip consists primarily of the femur bone here, the longest bone in your body, and the acetabulum. It's kind of like this little groove that it sits in here. Your pelvis is higher where many people think our hips are, but this is what we're concentrating on. And that's what's often very porous for those of us with low bone mass. So I'm going to take my right leg now and press it against the wall. You might say, well, Holly, I don't really have any surfaces in my house that I want to put my foot up into. Use a sticky sock if you want to. You just don't want something that's going to slide on there. Okay, so I'm going to press the leg in there. Now, I have to kind of back it up and stack it up. Got to make sure that I'm driving down into the floor with the standing leg and also pulling my abdominals up and in as I lengthen through the tailbone. This is what we call neutral spine. Now, you may say, I'm not as flexible as you. I cannot get my leg out there. No problem. Go ahead and just bend it a little bit, right? You can still create nice force and resistance as you press in with a bent leg. Now, how could you create more energy with that? Well, you could work on pressing this arm up. So now you've got this sort of rooting down through the floor and this reaching up through the arm. I want to feel all the alignment pieces here that I can. Really feeling the sit bones under, the ribs in, my chin retracted. Meanwhile, I've gone about 8 to 10 seconds, which was really our goal, to build really extra stamina into the leg bones. And I hardly noticed I was here. All right, let's try the other side. You might see from this angle a little bit. I'm going to secure that chair, and I'm going to kind of measure my leg length from the wall so I know where I'm going to be. So here I'm going to press it into the wall. Work first on the leg that's on the floor to make sure that it's not sagging out to the side, but you can really feel that leg bone rooting into the hip socket. Then work on this leg. As you start to press that into the wall, you're going to feel so good into your bones. You can almost feel that they're growing denser by the minute. I love the way this feels. Now, check to see that your two pelvic bones are aligned up. This is your ASIS, your anterior superior iliac spine. Big long name that basically means I want to be aligned here. I don't want to twist, I don't want to torque. I'm always working those positions that I know are most healthy for my bones. Okay, you say, Holly, I can't get my foot up on the wall. No problem. I always have some modifications for you. So take your chair and let's sit into it. Hip hinging. Remember, you're going to bend in a flat back from the hips, not the pelvis. We want to keep that from rounding. So as I hinge forward, I'm going to grab a resistance band. You could frankly use the sash of a robe. You could use a yoga resistance band, or a yoga strap is what I meant to say. Hinging forward, I'm going to just take that around my foot, make sure it's nice and broad so it doesn't get pinchy and you've got nice support. Now I'm going to lift that up using the strength of my core, and just as I did on the wall, I'm going to press out to my point of control as I'm pressing down into the floor. Stack it up again here. Remember, you're not leaning back, you're really drawing your energy in to maintain your balance in this shape. You can just feel the energy here. This is quite challenging, almost as much as standing against the wall. You say, I can't lift my leg up. No problem. Just put it on a block, a yoga block, a telephone book, a dictionary if you still have one of those in your house. And you're going to press down into that heel and still draw the energy from that band in. There's so much you can do here. Bent leg, straight leg, down on the floor, up in the air, against the wall. We want to give you a lot of options. That's the beauty of this program, is that you progress as you can. Modify when you need to. It's always here for you. So practice this exercise. Of course, you would do both legs. And I want to make sure that you're continuing to feel that these exercises become kind of part of your life. Make a little bit of a pattern, 3 or 4 every day, so you create some novelty stresses for the bone. I hope you enjoyed this. I look forward to seeing you next time.